Wow. What's up, guys? I want to talk about Eric Spoto, aka the Underground King, as Devin Larratt likes to call him. He used to have the world record bench, and this guy's an absolute monster, and everybody's wondering where is he, because after his match with Mike Aiello, if you don't remember that match, that was about a year ago, a little over a year ago here in Vegas, and he ended up losing to Mike Aiello, and he hasn't really been arm wrestling since then, but the amount of potential on this guy is unbelievable. I've arm wrestled with him several times, numerous times, and it's really just a level of strength that's really serious, and he's pretty coordinated as well. And man, it would be really cool to see him come back in the sport. But just to give some context to some people who maybe don't know who he is, he used to have the bench record of 722 pounds, which is an insane amount of weight. And basically, that was back in 2013. I'll show the footage right here. This is 722. This is a world record at the time, raw bench press. Like his arms are like my legs, no joke. The dude is an absolute freak. Like just the size of his chest, his triceps, his forearms. This is 722 right here. And smooth rep, locked out, a rack. I mean, just unbelievable, like the amount of strength on this guy. Like for a lot of people, 405 pounds is like a crazy strong bench, and not many people will even get there. Like your average person won't even get to a 405 bench, much less 700. And it's crazy. Now the level is almost progressing towards 800 with Julius Maddox. But in terms of arm wrestling, Eric Spoto has apparently been arm wrestling longer than he's competed in powerlifting, actually, or than bench, because he just done bench. But he does have a lot of experience. And back in 2020, he was pulling with Michael Todd. So you can get this is some footage of him about 3 years ago now. Like, due to his chest and his tricep strength, he's just very strong in terms of side pressure. Like when I pull him, it's just like this. I mean, it's just, imagine you just getting just crunched to the side with all that chest, tricep, just pressing power. But his one weakness is deep in a hook, or if you're somehow able to take his hand, which is very difficult. Like here's him versus Michael Todd. And you can see him elbow fouling pretty hard. Michael Todd has a good purchase on him here. I mean, Eric Spoto, elbows bouncing around everywhere. Michael just has that move to where if you haven't faced a King's move, it's hard to know what to do to get around it by rising and climbing, because people oftentimes just want to go through it, but then you end up gassing yourself out more than they're gassing out. So that's something that just comes with experience. But him against Devin was about a year later, and this is here in Vegas as well. Another super impressive showing from Eric here. They did like a little super match here. This was like a best of 5, like a not official super match, but a practice super match. Eric has the first one right there, and then Devin wants to go right again, but they're taking a break. They go again. Let's see this. So they're going to the strap. They slipped out. In the strap here. Devin is working his magic, getting that setup that he wants there. He knows he's got to get everything against Eric. Devin talks a lot about putting your elbow down, but he sure isn't here, I gotta say. But shit, you gotta do anything you can against Eric, because there's just so much power. To get a purchase on his hand and the setup, you gotta be fighting for your life, basically. Don't chase it. Like, look at this. This is crazy.
Yeah, that's what we wanted. Yes.
Devin's doing a bit of the air wrestling because he has to get at least some gas out of Eric so that he can get a stop, because the guy is so explosive. And Devin's style obviously is endurance and getting a stop and then bleeding the other person out. So he's kind of working him in the setup to get him tired here. Otherwise, Eric just has so much power right to the side. Here he's just absolutely abusing the setup. Oh, wow. 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 So even with Devin starting all crazy like that, Eric decides to go. And, I mean, that is a pin right there. That is a pin. I'm not sure if Eric's elbow is on the pad, but again, this is just practice. This is just to display the amount of strength on Eric, basically, his potential. There it is. There it is. He's up 2-0. I think this is where the tides start to turn. Devin decides to go inside this time, out of the strap as well. Wow, this match is literally viral. This is unbelievable heart on Devin to hold him in the hook there. Just an absolute war in practice here. Wow, wow. Yeah, so you hear Eric saying there, I can't pull inside, which that's the one thing about him. Like when he faced Mike Aiello, that was the one style that has basically his vulnerability is going just deep inside in a bone-on-bone position, which is Mike Aiello's basically ace move. So it's like the style matchup here is probably the worst it could have been for Eric. And a lot of people were picking Eric to win, myself included, because I had pulled with Eric many times before this super match, like months before and weeks before, and he just felt so unbelievable. It was like hard for me to believe that he could lose this match. But you see the first match here, Mike Aiello is able to get the stop in the hook there. There's the elbow foul on Eric there. Go to the restart here. This is still match number 1. You see Mike Aiello just shooting in to the hook, trying to get bone on bone, which he does. He gets that hook with the bone in there, and he's just locking and he's dragging, which puts it more on the connective tissues of Eric instead of his musculature of his chest and stuff, which he'll be stronger at if he's in a flat-handed position instead of in a hook position. And here, Mike gets the win there. That was super surprised. Seeing this live, I was like, what? Holy shit. So surprising to me. Look at that hook. And it looked decently comfortable there too. Let's go to the second match here. So once again, Eric, it looks like he is just going for like Mike Aiello has his move he's going for, but Eric is almost went for like a half top roll if you saw there. Like he went kind of half top roll. He's like, oh, now I guess I got a hook because I can't get out of his hand. So he ended up kind of going on his bicep in like a drag hook, but it's very close to pinning him. But Mike able to get a stop there, and then Eric with the elbow foul there once again. Let's go to the restart. All right, this is match two right here, best of 5. Now Eric is looking very uncomfortable in the setup here. All right, let's go to the start here. They're having a hard time finding a grip there. And there you see just Mike Aiello just going right into the hook there, which is super impressive stuff, I gotta say. being that I have pulled with Eric and knowing how strong he is, it's crazy for me to see how Mike beat him there. And unfortunately, I haven't seen Eric arm wrestle since this match. I haven't been able to arm wrestle. He still lives in Vegas, but I haven't been able to arm wrestle him. He hasn't really come to any of the practices or anything like that. I would love to train with him again. It's amazing to have good super strong training partners like that, just to motivate. You know, it's very motivating to me. I want to read some of the comments on this, see what people had to say here. Mike is like an arm wrestling gatekeeper. Want to battle with the super elites, you got to go through him. Give Eric another year or two or table time. Yeah. Crazy, crazy. Congrats to Mike, a veteran of the sport. Looked like to me Eric was too nervous, probably felt all the pressure being told how good he was and expected to shut out Mike. It being his first legit super match, he was flustered, just my opinion, even though he may have been practicing his whole life, and I'm sure he is strong as a mule, absolutely. But there's no substitute for game day experience, absolutely, absolutely. The competition is when it matters at the end of the day. I hope he continues and doesn't go back underground. Unfortunately, I haven't arm wrestled him really since then. The last time I arm wrestled with him was December of 2021. So, been over a year. And I was at the gym. Let's see. This ref is perfect for the sport. Really professional. He gives out the vibe of do what I say and everything will run smooth. Yeah, Bill Collins is a fantastic ref. Nerves got to him. Clearly, good job to Aiello. Man, this is a hell of an angle. You can perfectly hear everyone. I think Spoto really psyched himself out. Also, I feel like he was probably misled on his own arm wrestling strength level by Devin and Michael, letting him hit over and over from 30 centimeters off the pad. When the elbow has to stay down, yeah, true. Keeping the elbow down is very important. You see him elbow fouling a lot there in practice. So that's something that is not going to cut it in a competition scenario. But some interesting comments there. And also, there was just some after pull footage from this event in which he's pulling with Mike Aiello, which obviously this doesn't mean much at all, but it's just interesting to show this. And you can see Eric is just like shocked, like, oh, what did I do wrong? Like, what was I thinking? Like, why did that happen? I mean, obviously Mike isn't going all out there, but it's just like Eric is like, oh shit, like, man, I can beat this dude, which 100% he could beat him, but it's just a matter of that experience, that game day experience, like that comment said, and the coordination, man, he has all the potential to be one of the top guys. Again, you know, we've heard Devin hyping him up. There's plenty of videos on that. I'm sure if you've been following the sport for a decent amount of time, you've seen that, but at the end of the day, you just gotta go out there and do it.
What the fuck's going on? Shut up, Howard. Shut up. I think you beat you. Oh my god, I just realized what the fuck. Oh my fucking god. I'm also like
Eric just had like an epiphany moment in his head there. Like something he was doing wrong, or maybe he was just nervous, but that's Eric Spoto. He's great to train with. I'm super happy. I have trained with him in the past. I would really hope he would come out to more arm wrestling practices here in Las Vegas, being that he lives here. But man, unfortunately, I haven't seen him since the Mike Aiello match, I think. So that's it for the video. I wanted to talk about Underground King Eric Spoto, absolute monster. Leave your comments